Welcome back to another beautiful day in the land of music. My name is Douglas, and in today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Akai MPC Studio controller. Now, you may be thinking, Douglas, on your channel, you usually have videos of things with keys, and this doesn't have keys, and you're correct. This has 16 pads that you can use to trigger drum sounds, samples, things like that. And we're going to be getting into this. I'm going to do a series of videos on this controller because I think there's a real need to have some beginner videos around this product. I've never really been able to justify jumping into the MPC world because what I do is a lot of church music and then producing music in my home studio here. And I haven't done a lot of beat production and stuff like that. So spending hundreds of dollars on an MPC product never really made sense for me until they released the MPC Studio. So I do a lot with virtual instruments. I've got thousands of virtual instruments. I've been building my library. So a controller like this really makes sense for me. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. So before we do that, if you're new to this channel, the way that I usually go about videos is I do a first look and I just talk about the piece of equipment, whether it's a keyboard or a controller. And then I produce a series of tutorial style videos breaking down the different functions of the piece of equipment to give you step-by-step videos on how to use the controller and make the most of whatever piece of equipment it is. So with the MPC Studio, we're going to be taking a look at this from a beginner's perspective. And that's the first thing that I want to talk about here is, does it make sense to buy the MPC Studio? And I've seen some videos on YouTube. I've been reading some things about the MPC Studio, and your diehard MPC guys are not a fan of how some of the controls have been changed around, some of the buttons have been changed. And for me, just coming into the MPC world, I know no different. And if you're in the same position as me, you're brand new to the MPC line of products, and this being under 300 bucks actually gave you the jump into that world, right? You've got a computer, you've got the big screen on the computer, and so that's one of the complaints that I've seen around this is it's got a tiny little screen. And the purpose of this is to be a controller. So let's open this up and I'm going to talk through a few things here. So number one, this is the right thing for you if you're on a budget, you want to get into the MPC world, and man, the packaging on this is next level. So I am super stoked for this because I love new pieces of equipment and I love just learning how to use new controllers and new systems, and just it's inspiring to be able to use a piece of equipment like this. And wow, I love these pads. So again, I'm new to the MPC world, so these videos are going to be geared towards those of you who have never used MPC products before or aren't very familiar with them. And this is a controller right here. And again, keep in mind that the MPC Studio is only a controller. There are no sounds built into here, nothing like that. And I've got to say right off the bat, this feels amazing. These are probably the best drum pads I've ever felt. They're super thick. I don't know if you can see that, but damn, they're thick. And every button on this thing, and there's 39 of them. Yes, I counted. There's 39 buttons, 16 pads, and then this big knob here in the middle that you can push down on to select things. So we've also got this little screen right here, and then we've got this touch bar here with this little LED screen here on the right of the touch bar. That's pretty much it. On the back, we've got the USB, which is gonna power this device, and then we've got MIDI in and MIDI out. Now, if you've watched my videos on the Oxygen Pro Mini, you'll notice that the Mini has an 1/8 inch MIDI out. And this has MIDI out 1/8 inch, and it actually comes with the cable to convert that to your standard 5-pin MIDI. So with this, we've got this little card that tells how to download the software. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of those videos. And then we've got the warranty and the quick start instructions there. We have the 2 MIDI cables, so it's 1/8 inch. Let me pull one of these out of the bag here. It's an 1/8 inch cable to your standard 5-pin MIDI. And so I love that they gave the 2 little adapters for the MIDI in out. So you can actually use this to control an external keyboard rather than plugging it into the computer by using these 2 little adapters. And then we've also got this nice long USB cable, which is great because I feel like a lot of manufacturers just throw these short little 2-footers in there. So this one, wow, the wingspan on that guy, look at. All right, so that being said, that's what comes with it if you were curious. USB cable, 2 adapters to go from 1/8 inch MIDI out and in on the back to your standard 5-pin MIDI DIN. And on the controller itself, 39 nice rubbery feeling buttons that all look like they are backlit. And then big knob here, little screen, and 16 velocity sensitive RGB pads here, which feel absolutely great. I love the depth to them. There's actually quite a bit of height there. Anyway, so what I want to address in this video is, should you buy this? And I think under certain circumstances, you should absolutely buy this controller. If you're getting into the MPC world, you don't have a lot of money to spend on equipment, this is a great leap into it. It comes with the full MPC software that you can use to make beats and all of that. You can even use that software inside a DAW as a virtual instrument, which is super cool. I'm looking forward to using the MPC software inside Pro Tools, because Pro Tools doesn't really have a good way to make beats. So I'm hoping I can use the MPC software as a virtual instrument inside Pro Tools to make beats to use in Pro Tools. Super excited about that. There'll be a video coming out on that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna learn this controller. And because I'm new to the MPC world, I'm gonna have a different perspective than maybe someone who's been in this world for a long time. So if that interests you, make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell so you don't miss any of the videos that I'm going to be coming out with in this series. But I'm going to be breaking down the different functions of the controller, how to install the software, how to get plugged in and get started. And then we're just going to talk about making some beats. And I'm going to walk you step by step through everything. So again, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss all of that. This video series is going to be geared towards those of you who are coming into this new, or you've been in it, but you want to learn a little bit more. As I learn and digest this controller, I'm going to be sharing that knowledge with you guys in easy to follow step-by-step videos. So hopefully that's something that interests you. If it's not, you've been using MPC gear for a while and you say, Douglas, this was a useless video for me because I'm never going to buy that. I've got a big MPC gear with a screen on it and everything. That's great. But for me, I want to be able to throw this in the bag along with my Oxygen Pro Mini, and I've got a mobile on-the-go music production system. So I'm really excited to get into this. Again, this is what it looks like here. Let me get that focused there. Super excited about this controller. 6 nice rubbery feet on the bottom so it doesn't bounce around. We're going to be making some beats with this thing here in the next few videos. But in the meantime, if you've got any questions around the controller, any topics you want me to cover specifically, throw those in the comments below, because I want to gear these videos for you so they're helpful for you guys. So make sure you comment below with what you'd like to see for videos on this that you're not seeing elsewhere. I'm going to try to make those for you so you can get value out of these videos. Thanks for watching. Stay inspired and keep making that music.